Whether you're a seasoned Prius owner or you're just pondering about maybe purchasing a Prius, stick around. Let me share with you some of the maintenance items that are going to be required for your particular car. Got a 2016 Prius 1.8 engine. And the maintenance information we're looking at here, this is through ShopKey Pro. This is a software that us professionals use in order to be able to determine by either mileage or by time what maintenance items are required on your particular vehicle. So what I have up here right now is just some basic services for this particular Prius. So if you have a Prius, these are some of the items that you're going to be actually needing to be done. This is, again, software we use as professionals. Your manual that comes with your vehicle will also outline this as well. And the reason why you want to be up to date on what type of maintenance is going to be required on your car, what if you're just thinking about purchasing a Prius? Well, now you're going to have a better idea of what it might cost you to maintain the car while it's in your possession or your ownership. So if you're buying a brand new one, once you get to the 5,000 mile range, we're gonna inspect the floor mats. What Toyota's saying here for the floor mats is that you want to make sure that it's the original mat that came with the car. The hook is attached to this so the mat won't go forward, and just trying to prevent the old runaway situation where the mat could get stuck under the pedal, causing the vehicle to take off. And then you know what ends up happening there. We'll be doing a brake inspection. So this is basically pulling off all four tires, measuring the brake lining. We want to see how much thickness or friction material brake pad that you actually have left. And then we'll measure the rotors, make sure that there's no rust on them. If there is, we can run some cleaner on there to get that off. The reason why brake pads on hybrids or EVs don't wear out as much as they have regenerative braking. So a lot of time you're actually not using your hydraulic brake system, you're using the electronic motors to actually slow the vehicle down. We're going to check and top off any fluids. Most of these cars will have two cooling systems, one for the internal combustion engine and then one for the high voltage system. So those need to be checked and topped off as well. Wiper blades and then a tire rotation. From there, if you get to the 10,000 mark, again, it's going to be checking the floor mats, same brake inspection, fluid top off, again, checking wiper blades and your engine oil at that time. So this would be engine oil and a filter. One thing you want to keep in mind if you do have a newer vehicle, not just the Prius, but any car in general, most manufacturers are stating at the moment that you're going to be consuming about 1 quart of oil for about every 1,000 miles driven. Again, this is just a general rule. It doesn't mean that that's exactly how much it's going to be burning or if your car is going to be burning any whatsoever. To be 100% sure, always look in your owner's manual and they'll actually let you know in the manual how much oil you should be consuming. Now, I'm bringing this up because in between oil changes, make sure that you're about every 1,000 miles just checking the oil level. If the oil is low, go ahead and top it off. We have seen some vehicles that when they come in at the 5,000, 6,000 mile range, they have almost no oil visible on the dipstick. And that's going to be causing a lot of overheating of metal components within the engine. And that can be leading to very expensive repairs in the future. How do you prevent that? Preventive maintenance. So just make sure you guys are constantly checking up on your oil just to make sure that it's all topped off. So at the 15,000 mile mark, same thing. We're going to check your mats. We're also going to be checking ball joints and dust covers. We're going to look at the brake lines, brake hoses. We're going to do a visual inspection of your braking system. We're going to check all drive shaft boots, the CV axle boots, um, coolant for your engine and inverter. We're going to look at all mounts, fluid levels, top them off if any are low. Check your air conditioning, see how that's doing, and your power steering system. If it has a hydraulic system, we'll check that. If it's electronic, we'll also check that and make sure that all joints and everything are lubricated and working properly. Another oil change and a tire rotation. So you guys can tell about 15,000 miles in, it's not going to be a lot of actual repairs being done. It's mostly inspection. And even though in some instances we're not doing any type of repair or actual work, we are doing a inspection. So it's a good idea to still get this done because this is going to also help you see if there's a fault coming or if we might see like a cracked boot or cracked bushing. We can let you know ahead of time so you can start preparing for it. At the 20,000 mile mark, again, checking the floor mats, braking system check. We're also going to be checking for fluid levels, wipers, and engine oil change. So let's head over here to some of the vehicles that are a little bit more higher mileage. So let's say you go and purchase one. you find one that you like, and it's about 80,000 miles in. So around 80,000 miles, again, we're still going to be doing a visual inspection, checking the braking system fluids, wiper blades, oil change, tire rotation, etc. So once you get to about the 90,000 mile range, we're going to be doing a little bit more work. So here, we're going to be inspecting the axle fluid or the transaxle fluid, the transmission. We're going to be checking for ball joints, dust covers, brake lines, brake connections. We're going to be looking at the braking system, measuring drums, rotors, and brake pads if applicable. We're also going to be checking for rotor runout. You're at 90,000 miles, a car has been driven, so you might be running into some brake caliper slides that might be sticking. So we want to make sure that they're not overheating the rotor and causing some warpage. In that case, then, you know, lubrication of the slides and maybe resurface of the rotor to get that smoothness back. So this way you're not getting a slight pulsation. Drive shaft boots, we're going to check those. Inverter converter coolant, we're going to check it as well. We do have strips where we can check it to see if it still has its properties within it. We'll be checking for other fluid levels, fluid axle levels, the fuel system. We're going to inspect fuel lines, connections, make sure that there's no leaks, no evap leaks, any check engine lights, anything like that. We're going to check radiator, so we're going to make sure that the cooling system is working and your air conditioning is working as well. Check the power steering, make sure there's no leakage or anything there. Wiper blades. We're going to replace the air filter, cabin air filter, and engine oil change, and rotate the tires. So if you guys could see, by about 90,000 miles, the maintenance or the items that will be required to be replaced on the car are relatively similar to your gas cars. And then, just like with everything, the better you maintain the vehicle, the more the vehicle is going to repay you. So make sure that you guys are taking the time to look into your service manual, see what your car is going to be needing, and then that's going to give you a better idea of where you're going to be on the maintenance or service side on your car. So let's look at it on a month side. At 6 months, Toyota's recommending doing the floor mats again, braking system, fluid level checks, wiper blades, and tire rotation. At the 12-month level, that's when the only difference now would be adding the oil change with oil filter. At the 18-month, then this is when you'll be doing a deeper visual inspection of suspension components, braking components, topping off any fluids, and recommending any fluids if they don't pass using our pH or alkaline testing. And then replacing engine oil and oil filter. At the 2-year mark, it's just another visual inspection with an oil change and tire rotation. At the 36-month mark is when you're going to do a little bit more of the visual inspection process and just replacing the air filter, cabin air filter, and engine oil change as well. So seeing this, guys, hopefully you guys get a better picture of what it's going to be if you guys purchase an EV vehicle. The one thing that's not really listed on here would be tires. One thing I will tell you is usually an EV vehicle is a little bit heavier than your standard ICE or internal combustion engine vehicle. The reason being is you have the weight of the battery. So that's an added weight, plus you still have your gas tank. So you want to make sure that when you're doing these visuals, most of the shops are going to be doing a depth test on your tires, also checking to make sure that they're within year spec of manufacture. Keep in mind that when us auto repair shops share this information with you, it's not that we're looking to try to make a buck or to try to make some extra money. This is simply just a way for us to keep you safe and let you know what we see with your car, and also start preparing financially for those repairs later on down the road. The one thing that we commonly see is, unfortunately, a lot of people don't pre-plan for having any type of vehicle failure. It's better if you plan for the maintenance, and that's going to save you money down the road when it comes to an actual larger failure. So make sure you guys are pre-planning for that. If you guys have any questions on any of this information, make sure that you guys go ahead and put in the comments. Let me know what kind of year, make, model vehicle you have, and then I can definitely do a quick search and then get back to you guys to give you that information. If you guys found this information useful, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn on the little bell so you get a ding anytime we drop a new video. We really appreciate you guys hanging around here. This is Oscar Gomez from Master Auto Care. We'll see you guys on the next one.